I thought I would just share a few tips for beginners in a dirty carnivore, relaxed carnivore space. So just one today. What food do you start eating, right? This is a question that gets asked all the time in the Facebook group. What food do you start with? Here's the answer. You pick your favorite food. So when day one, you're starting carnivore, day one, my personal advice is to write a food list, okay? I will do that on another tip. I'll do that in another tip. I've probably got 5 or 6. So this is part 1, all right? I'm just putting my burger patty over there so I don't knock it because I've got my notes here on my iPad, but there's only just a few. Here's a list of what I did. When I was starting carnivore, I went to the shop, made sure I had the following, and I'll put the list up here for you just so you can see my list. You need to make your own list. Get out notes on your phone. I can't show you my phone because my phone is recording me right now, but get out your notes, right? Because I use the notes app. I'm an Apple girl. And write down what your favorite things are. So bacon and eggs, they were the top 2, and then pork belly was the next on my list. Now, beef I enjoyed at that time, back in February when I started full-time carnivore, I was loving Scotch fillets. I've changed since then, but I was loving Scotch fillets. So Scotch fillet was, what I did is I went and found the cheapest version of a Scotch fillet. Now at Coles, they're $45 a kilo for a steak, right? And that was a treat that we wouldn't even have once a week, but we would have it every now and again with salad, steak. My husband and I, we would have a Scotch fillet, and that was delicious, and I loved it. But if I'm eating a steak every day, like if I want to have that, then I can't pay $45 a kilo for it. So what I did is I don't even know how I found, I went to Facebook first of all and found all these groups, these new groups. That was awesome. And there was one for Perth where I live, which is absolutely amazing because we don't normally have those sorts of things. Anyway, so I was able to ask people's favourite meat places and also economical meat places. I found the Beef Shed in Malaga. So I went there and I found, did I get Scotch first or Porterhouse? I want to say Porterhouse, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go back on my vlogs and check. I vlogged from day one. I was vlogging daily for a couple of months, and then I went to every few days, and then I went to once a week. And the last couple of months have been a bit tough for me, so I haven't vlogged much. Just, like every 2 or 3 weeks. Anyway, long story cut short, I found Porterhouse steak, which is the New York strip, same thing as the New York strip. And I fell in love. It's leaner than a Scotch fillet. But for me, because I was having it every day or every second day, something around there, I absolutely had to, I couldn't, the Scotch was too rich for me. Maybe I got Scotch to start with. I probably got Scotch to start with because that was my point of reference. And that's the whole point. When you're preparing to do carnivore, get whatever you love first. So if you love roast beef, get 1 or 2 roast beefs. My advice to you, I'm a planner, right? I'm a digital planner. I do digital planning. It's what I do for my work. I have an online shop for templates and PDFs and all that sort of stuff. So I love planning, journaling, all of that sort of stuff. That's my wheelhouse. So I'm going to obviously suggest that to you, right? I'm going to say to you, plan, make a list, plan. And yeah, it works. Trust me, it works. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be on your phone. It doesn't have to be, some drawn out ordeal that you print off or whatever. But I made a list, a food list, Emma and I. That's a separate point. That's either number 2 or 3. I'm still working out what numbers are what. Anyway, I would suggest that these foods that you buy, you do it for 2 days, 2 or 3 days worth, just to make it easy. Now, if you can plan for 7 days, plan for 7 days, because that is going to set you up for success. And batch prepping. But I will read you my list now. Bacon and eggs. Now I've put butter, dairy, to do dairy or not to do dairy. That's another discussion, which we'll do on another day. Pork belly. So I was regularly having pork belly. I would have bacon every day. It's so weird. When I started carnivore, I actually didn't have bacon for about 4 or 5 months. Yeah. Because I prepared myself and I was cooking some other things. pork belly, Scotch fillet, I found the cheapest at the beef shed here in Malaga, and I found out since that Farmer Jack's is a supermarket brand here, and also IGA is also another small supermarket chain here. They have Scotch and Porterhouse New York strip for $21 a kilo. So that's half the price it is at Coles and Woolworths. So that's what I found, and that's what I've been doing this whole time. And you can find bargains. I'm telling you, the bargains will appear. You make a decision. If money is an issue, I do not spend, there's no way I spend more on carnivore than I do eating all the junk food, sad, the occasional McDonald's. Like really, years ago, I would have McDonald's more often, but not in the last 10 years. I really have gone keto space. And so I've been buying the burger patties though for quite a few years, just on their own, without bread and without the bun and all that sort of stuff, for way longer than just this year. Probably 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. That's a great option when you want something fast food. So then brisket. I love smoked brisket. I love my smoker. I've got a Pit Boss outside. Love it. So I knew I needed a brisket. And I actually didn't get that straight away. I was looking for a bargain because, now briskets can be expensive, even though it's like one of the fattier cuts. Mince, I was having a war with mince in the beginning. So mince is a go-to for lots of people. You can make patties, you can cook it up as ground beef, you can do so much with it, right? But I was getting the fatty mince that everyone was saying to get the 80-20, right? And it would make me feel sick all the time. Like I would try it regularly. Over the last few years, I've tried mince every 6 to 8 weeks and I've felt sick. So then I've left it. Then I've tried again, different brand, different size. I've ended up finding a brand called Harvey Beef, and it was the only one I like, and it didn't tell you how much fat. But when you do look at mince over time, different types, you'll see that it was leaner. I knew it was leaner. Now, that's a big no-no, apparently, in the carnivore space. But let me tell you, it's the only one I could stomach. So I'll get it every now and again. If I really wanted some mince, that's the one I would get. Then after doing carnivore for a few months, I thought to myself, I wonder if, I didn't know that it was because it was leaner. I did not know that then. I know that now, but I did not know that then. I said to myself, I wonder if it's because the fat that they grind up with the meat in the cheaper meat, the 80-20, I wonder if it's not great fat and that's what's making me feel queasy. Anyway, I'm going to try some lean mince. That's what I thought. That was my strategy. I went and did it, and guess what? Yeah. Lean mince, no problem with. I have no problem. And again, when you make a decision about anything in life, provision always will appear. It will always appear because that's the authority, right, that we really have deep inside of ourselves to run our own life, right? And doors will open for you. Once you make a decision about something, doors will open for you. Good decision, bad decision, doesn't matter what type of decision it is, doors will open for you. You will find the bargains that you want once you make that decision to step across that threshold. And so what happened is I said, I'm going to try some lean mince. I did, and it worked, but it's $20 a kilo. I mean, that's almost as much as my porterhouse steak. Like I would pay no more than $23 a kilo. It was sometimes 19, 20, 21, 22. So to pay $20 a kilo for mince, that's crazy. So I was just like, okay, I now know that I need the lean mince. So here in Australia, it's called 3-star, 4-star. Super lean, heart healthy, that's what we call it here in Australia, the super lean mince, and that's the 90-10, and that's the one that works for me. Okay, so don't shout me down. I know I add a lot of extra fat into my day. Don't you worry. You just saw me add, look, it's soaked in now. I'll just show you. I haven't eaten it yet, but it's all soaked in, that Wagyu fat. I add fat every day because I'm actually doing my version, which is high fat carnivore. So you don't need to worry about me having enough fat. That's all good. And I am in my 50s, and it is important. It actually is important to have more fat. Menopause, hormones, all of that sort of stuff. Fat is actually, I've actually learnt this in the last few years, that fat's really important, where I've sought to avoid it my whole life. Anyway, I thought, yes, I've got to get this 90-10, but this is what happens when you make a quality decision. I'm like, I need to find a cheaper version of it, a quality cheaper version, because I'm a quality girl. And I did. And I get mine for $12.99 a kilo. And it's from actually my local next suburb over Farmer Jack's or IGA. I always get it confused because it wasn't IGA. I think it's changed to Farmer Jack's now. Anyway, so today's my very first tip to a beginner in this carnivore space would be pick whatever favourite meats you have. If you like liver, then go and get some liver. If you like kidneys, go and get some kidneys. If you like bacon and eggs, go and get some bacon and eggs. If you love ground beef, like I watch Loving It on Keto, which is Harry and Wendy. And I watched that channel for quite a few years, just helped me in my whole ketovore space in the last few years. And Harry loves ground beef. I mean, he could eat it every single day. I'm telling you, I couldn't do that, but he could eat it every single day. So if you love ground beef, go and buy ground beef. Work out what seasonings you're going to have. This video is not really about seasonings, but, you know, work out how you're going to cook it and how you're going to have it and be happy with that. So mince and then chicken wings is the other thing I really loved when I started. So I bought myself some chicken wings. So I just went and got bacon, eggs, pork belly, Scotch fillet. I hadn't got a brisket yet, but it's turned out to be something I have daily. I didn't get mince because I was struggling with mince, and I got chicken wings, right? Since then, since being on the carnivore diet, I have discovered rump cap. It's become on my list. It's one of my favorites, and hanger steak. Number one, how to get started, write a list of your favorite foods and go and do some shopping and get those favorite foods. Find if money's a concern, you know, like a consideration for you, go and find the cheapest versions of them all. Do a bit of research, find what you can, get your first shop. I would spend $80 a week. I budget $100 a week for my food. I would spend $80, but I buy it in bulk, like for a month. Because I buy big pieces, I slice them up, they last me a month. I'll smoke a brisket, it will last me a month, depending on the size, of course. So I sort of shop that way. I'm not like buying one piece of brisket or one steak. I don't, because it's not economical like that. Like, that's too expensive. So yeah, find your favourite foods. And the easiest way to do that is, in the last month, what did you eat? What meats did you eat in the last month? That will tell you what you need to go and buy. Easy. Nice and easy. All right. That's me. I want to finish eating my burger. And I've got to finish drinking my coffee because I've got little girl today. So I'm on nanny duties and I need to go and do that. So, hope you're having a good day. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.